Family, how you doing? Chef D Knight here with another episode of Funk Up the Flavor. I hope you're having a great day today, because I know I am, because I'm ready to funk the flavor up for you. So listen, today we're going to do something really cool. I've never made it. As I do with all of my videos on Funk Up the Flavor, it is the first time for me making this dish. So today I am going to be making roasted butternut squash soup. So stay tuned, and I'm going to come back and show you how to compose this dish, put it together, and have your taste buds saying mwah. All right, so see you. Welcome back, family. So let me show you some of the ingredients that you're gonna need. Now, this is not the complete ingredient list for the butternut squash, but it is a roasted butternut squash soup. So everything that you see, we're gonna need to roast. We're gonna need this oil, season, and then roast this. So first, we got about 1.5 cups of chopped carrots, 2 whole onions that I've chopped up. Now, however you chop these up, that's up to you. But I would recommend doing them in quarter sections. Just cut the onion in half and then cut it into like 4 sections. So that way you get some nice chunks and you get some caramelization, and you still get to preserve the onion flavor. My house seasoning: salt, pepper, garlic powder, granulated garlic, and dried parsley, fresh parsley, and this is a mix of thyme, dried oregano, and basil. Then I have 1 butternut squash. This is about a 2-pound butternut squash that I've cut in half, and I've taken the seeds out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop everything in a bowl with about 4 tablespoons of olive oil in there. With a little parsley in there and a little bit of the house seasoning. I'm gonna save a little of the house seasoning so I can actually sprinkle a little of that on top of the butternut squash. So when I roast this, everything's gonna go in my roasting pan. And then I'm gonna sit the butternut squash on top of that, and we're gonna go into a 400-degree oven for about an hour. So I'll be right back, show you what this is about. What you should have. You should have all your vegetables mixed together with the olive oil, your seasonings, your herbs. And I did forget one key ingredient, guys. I apologize, but you're gonna need about 4 to 6 cloves of garlic. Make sure these do not go on the pan. Like, you don't want this sitting on the pan. If you do, that garlic is going to burn. You want it to sit on top of some of these vegetables so it can actually get roasted and not burn, because it's gonna be cooking at 400 degrees. All right, so everything is seasoned, everything is oiled, it's on the baking pan or the cookie sheet. So we're gonna go in a 400-degree oven for 1 hour. All right, so I'll be back in an hour, and I'm gonna show you how to compose the rest of this dish. All right, welcome back, family. Here is the butternut squash and vegetables that I've been roasting for about an hour now. And so I've actually let this completely cool off. And as you can see, this is very, very tender, and that is exactly what we want on that butternut squash. Now, what I've also done is in the skillet, I've added 6 tablespoons of butter. Now to this, I'm gonna add approximately 6 to 8 sage leaves. We're gonna infuse this sage flavor into these leaves. Oh yeah, it smells so good already. It's about 6 right there. So we're gonna make sure we keep the heat down. And what we want this to do is I want this butter to actually start to turn brown. Not burn, but just start to turn brown. Now what we have over here next to the pot, next to the pan with the sage leaves and the butter, I've got 6 cups of chicken broth. Now remember, I don't know if you guys remember a couple videos ago, I told you that I like to use chicken base instead of chicken broth because I use it so much. So this is another chicken base that I found. I put 6 tablespoons in there equals 6 cups of chicken broth. So it actually tastes pretty good. I actually like tones better, but that is also a good one if in case you can't find the tones. Now, as you can see, the butter is starting to brown, so we're just gonna kind of let that go just a little bit longer. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna take all of the butternut squash and roasted vegetables and add them right into my pot of boiling chicken broth. Now once I add that in there, I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. That's going to add some sweetness to the dish that we actually need to complement all these earthy and really strong flavors. So I'll be right back to put all that together. All right, family, welcome back. Now, what you have here is I've added all the vegetables. I've added the butter and sage mix as well, along with the squash into my 6 cups of boiling chicken broth. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this down on low now that we've got this going to a boil, and we're going to let this simmer for about 45 minutes. We're not cooking anything because everything is already done. So at this point, what we're doing is we're actually just merging all of these flavors together. So we're gonna let this go for 45 minutes, and then once this is done for about 30 to 45, we're gonna then puree all of this in a blender. Then I'm gonna strain it and show you what the completed dish looks like. Welcome back, family. So listen, I have taken the butternut squash mixture and added it to my blender. Right now, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The safest way to do this is to actually use an immersion blender and blend it in the pot or a hand blender. But mine just broke, so I'm gonna use my traditional blender. Now, after I blend this, I'm gonna go right here into my sieve or into my filter. And now the reason I'm going to do this is so I can get out all of those fibrous parts that we may not want in the soup. So once I do that, I'm going to come back and show you guys what this soup looks like. So I'm actually starting to drain this right now. And as you are actually draining this and putting it through your filter or through your sieve, you'll start to see at the bottom that you'll have a whole bunch of like fibrous parts, like maybe some of the peel off of the butternut squash, or just some of the fibers that didn't get broken down. And that's the kind of stuff that you don't want in there, like maybe some of the twigs off of the fresh thyme, or maybe an onion that didn't get blended all the way. So please make sure you do this stuff. Family, how we doing? Welcome back. All right, so I've finished the roasted butternut squash soup. This little guy in the background, that's my nephew Jordan. He wanted to know if this was going to be on YouTube. Say what's up to the people.
Hi.
All right, so here is the final dish. So we've got the creme fraiche, just a dollop of creme fraiche in the middle. So listen, if you don't have creme fraiche, you can combine sour cream and heavy whipping cream. Now I've got some slivered almonds, some diced chives, and some fresh seasoned croutons in there as well. Now I've got another counterpart that's going to be trying this out tonight, just to show you that my dishes are kid approved. Say what's up to the people, Jordan. I'm sorry, Braylon.
What's up?
All right, so Braylon's going to be trying this out, and he's going to tell me what he thinks. I'm not tasting it this time. All right, Braylon, it's on you, man.
No?
Yeah, tell the people what you think about the soup.
I don't know. I gotta taste it first.
Go ahead. All right, look. He likes the soup. So let me tell you guys what we're working with here. Creamy, full of flavor. You get the sweetness from the maple syrup. You also get the savoriness from all of the vegetables, the onion, the garlic, the sage, thyme. Oh man, delicious soup. So listen, thank you guys for checking me out today. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section below. And once again, thank you for checking out another episode of Funk Up the Flavor.